Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Almighty Allah tells us in the Holy Quran about the preaching of Islam by the Prophet Noah to his people, which goes like this. He said, O my Lord, verily I have called to my people night and day, but all my calling I did nothing but to their flight from the truth. And verily every time I called unto them that you might forgive them, they thrust their fingers into their ears, covered themselves up with their garments, and persisted in their refusal, and magnified themselves in pride. Then verily I called to them openly, aloud. Then verily I proclaimed to them in public, and I have appealed to them in private. The 71st Surah, the 5th to the 9th verses. So in this verse there is a lot to learn. There is the types of preaching in public, alone, in groups. How Prophet Noah preached to the people is described in this verse, and also the reaction of the people, the pride, the arrogance when he called them to believe in the oneness of Almighty Allah. They put their fingers in their ears, they covered themselves, they didn't want to know. So, in these days, when we preach to Almighty Allah, there will be people who become arrogant, pride. They won't want to listen to us. They will, abuse us. They will swear at us, But nevertheless, the message of Allah has got to be spread. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not send this verse for nothing. He sent this verse to teach us how to preach to Almighty Allah, and to show us what may happen when we preach, and to be patient with that. And, after preaching to them, to call to Almighty Allah and pray for their guidance, because only Allah can guide the people. Preaching, in Islam is obligatory upon every male and female. Our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu has said, if you know even one ayat of the Quran, then teach it. So, you don't have to be a scholar. A scholar will preach Islam according to his knowledge, the amount of knowledge that he has. And for the normal Muslim, if he only knows one or two verses or one or two surahs, then according to that, he must invite people to Islam. But the greatest invitation is, good akhlaq, good behavior, being nice to the people and being patient. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us all, inshallah.